You want to see the hottest collection of street rides in the world, all in one place? Well, here it is. Welcome to the 1993 National Street Rod Association Street Rod Nationals in Columbus, Ohio. This is the event when it comes to street rides. In the next few minutes, you'll see street rods from the 20s, 30s, and 40s, coupes, sedans, and roadsters, Ford, Chevys, Mopars, and more, all at the 1993 NSRA Street Rod Nationals. Let's take a look. NSRA Street Rod Nationals is the largest automotive participant event in the world. People come from all over, from California to Carolina, Iowa to Ontario. They come from almost every state and several foreign countries. Everyone and everything loves the NSRA Nationals. Why?
Having a great time. Enjoy it.
The Nationals are street rod heaven.
You'd have to see it to believe it.
Really, you would.
The NSRA Street Rod Nationals is the biggie when it comes to street rodding. It has the best exhibits, great events, tremendous prizes, and fantastic entertainment. But most of all, it's got street rods. Thousands of them. Let's take a few minutes and see what went on at the 93 Street Rod Nationals. As you can see, there were a lot of things to do at the 93 Nationals, and to keep all the events running smoothly, the NSRA relies upon a large number of volunteers from clubs around the country. These volunteers put in long hours during the 5-day event, making sure that everything went exactly as planned and that everybody had a good time. From the looks on the participants' faces, I would say they succeeded. Good job, guys. As usual, people started lining up early to register. The hallways were full of people eagerly waiting to register. Well, most people. But when the doors opened, watch out, it seemed like everyone wanted to be first. Registration ran smoothly, people were friendly, and everyone was excited about the weekend ahead. Official 93 National souvenirs were available at registration, and they were going fast. Maybe that's what all the rush was for. It looked like everyone wanted something to take home. Look at that. Street rods, just lined up waiting to get into the Nationals. It's like this every year.
What time did you get up here?
141.
Good job, and you're in the A1 number 1 spot.
2 out of the 3 so far.
Good.
But I only live a mile away from here, so I got it made this year.
spotters arrived early to get a prime parking space. And when the gates opened, everyone hurried to get the best spots. Once everyone had their parking place, there was another rush to the sweet shop. At this hour, pretty much everybody needed a little of what really keeps the NSRA Nationals going: coffee and sweet rolls.
How we feeling this morning?
I'm just getting going here.
What you need is, so we're finding what really runs the NSRA here.
Coffee, donuts, and fun.
Now that everyone has a parking space and is fueled up, there is still one thing rodders have to do before the crowds roll in: clean their machines. These guys worked hard shining and cleaning their street rods. They wanted to make sure that every part of their street rod was sparkling for the judges and public to enjoy. Finally, the cars are clean, and everyone can relax and get down to doing what they came here for: looking at rods and enjoying the sights. I mean, this is what the Street Rod Nationals is all about: kicking back, cruising, and enjoying the show.
So what y'all gonna do today?
The deer, watch cars, and women, of course. What else is there?
Good morning, ladies. We heard y'all over here and it sounded like a party. How you doing today?
Oh, just fine. We always have a good time at this.
How many of these have you been to?
I think maybe we have 2 street rods, and I think we've been coming 12 years anyway. And I don't remember, anywhere they're at, we go.
How you guys doing this morning?
Just fine, just fine.
Y'all ready for a big day tonight?
Big, great big, yeah. Let it all hang out.
So what are you gonna do today?
We will look around, look at the cars, look at the women.
We've made more friends at these nationals than any other thing we've been in, so it's great.
How you doing this morning? Ed, what time did you guys have to get up this morning?
5 o'clock.
5? Well, that's not too bad. Where are you from?
Caddis, Ohio.
Caddis, Ohio. And that's...
Home of Port Gable.
Oh, everybody knows that.
Geez, always. Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite part of the net?
Oh, I like it all. There's no favorite part. I like it all. I really do.
If you had one sentence to say about the Nationals, what would you say?
Great. It's a great place.
And you?
Awesome. It's terrific.
Apparently, the excitement was just too much for some people to handle. The early hours and the hard work eventually took its toll on several rodders who found a midday siesta high on their list of things to do. The 93 Street Rod Nationals was not just an event for the rodders. It was an event for the whole family. There were games and contests for the kids and adults, a huge arts and crafts fair at Women's World, a non-denominational church service on Sunday by NSRA chaplain Chuck Milhoff, and lots of good food and entertainment. Everyone was hard-pressed to find enough time to do everything at the 93 Nationals.
What was the inspiration behind this?
Oh, we always cook when we go to the Nationals, and decided to build a rack, put it on the back, so we'll have more room in the trunk.
So you never be without your grill?
No, I carry it every year.
My oldest son helped my husband build the chassis with the new engine and transmission and suspension. And he also has a race car that was in the same garage. And every time my husband would walk in the garage and he was working on his race car, he'd say, "Are you working on that junk?" And my son would say, "Yes, Dad, and yours is a masterpiece." So it ended up being Mom and Dad's masterpiece.
Exhibitors at the 93 Nationals were from all over North America. There were over 200 booths like Competition Cams, PPG Industries, Speedway Motors, and Summit Racing. Anything you needed for a street rod could be found in the exhibitors area. Probably the most popular of all the exhibitors areas was the new products display. This area gave rodders the chance to see the latest products that are available and what will be coming in the near future for street rod performance. The National Street Rod Association is dedicated to safe street rodding. So once again, they offered a free 23-point safety inspection. These volunteer safety inspectors carefully examined each street rod for problems, real or potential, and advised owners what should be done. At the NSRA, safe street rodding is never taken lightly, and we encourage every rodder to get his or her car checked out at least once a year. Now, this is a familiar sight. For the 22nd year, the Michigan Hot Rod Association sponsored a free rod repair service. These guys represent what the NSRA is all about. Friends helping friends. Another must-see area of the 93 Nationals was the swap meet. Here you could look over booth after booth of car parts and memorabilia. There's no telling what might be found at the swap meet, but you can be sure that if you needed a used part or wanted to take home a piece of nostalgia, you could find it here. The competition for the 38 cars to be selected for the Circle of Winners began on Friday. Judging proved to be difficult. Every car looked like a winner. The first competition was the Pros Pick, sponsored by California Street Rods and Rod and Custom magazine. The judges had to decide from hundreds of fantastic cars to get down to the final 12. How could you pick just 12 from all these great cars? Entertainment at the Nationals is always outstanding, and the 1993 Nationals could have been the best. On Friday night, families were treated to some great music by Andy Childs, a traditional favorite at the Nationals. Then the Tokens, with original lead singer Jay Siegel, took the stage and sang a wide variety of music, from doo-wop, Motown, to hits from the 30s and 40s. Saturday night's entertainment featured Johnny Preston. He had everyone dancing with his chart-topping hits like Feels So Fine, Cradle of Love, and Running Bear. After Johnny Preston came the supreme comedians of rock and roll, the Coasters. They belted out their famous hits: Poison Ivy, Charlie Brown, Yakety Yak, Love Potion No. 9, and many more. These were definitely two shows not to be missed. Another welcome sight at the 93 Nationals was the Holly Tech Clinic. Free advice, repairs, and assistance were given out by the Holly Tech team all week long to lots of street riders in need. Mopar Country Judging was held on Saturday. This competition is limited to Mopar-equipped street rods, but as you can see, there was no limit of quality cars to pick from. Once again, the judges' decisions were tough, as only 5 cars from Mopar Country were selected to the Circle of Winners. The Under 21 Street Rod competition was sponsored by Vintage Air again this year. This competition gave young rodders a chance to show off their street rods and win some great prizes. Every contestant was awarded a dash plaque and t-shirt, and believe me, none of these cars were losers. Saturday was the big day at the 93 Nationals, the day where some lucky winner got to drive off in a new street rod. How many tries does it take to give this baby away? Anyway, this year's grand prize was a 1932 Ford Roadster built by California Street Rods. Isn't she a beauty? The lucky winner this year was Arlene Bailey of Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
When they got to the 10th drawing, did you think maybe you were going to have a chance?
No, I said to the lady next to me, I said, oh, it won't be me. I said, I'm always the last number drawn in any drawing, right? And then it goes 1, 2, and I'm looking at it, 3, 6, and I look, and then he's announced it again. I said, that's me! I went crazy.
And your husband doesn't know?
He doesn't know yet, because he's an antiquer. I'm the street rodder in the family.
Oh, so he's at home? And you've been to all 24 of these?
I've been to all the rod runs.
If we all could be that lucky. But hey, we have a shot at the 1994 grand prize car at the 25th Annual Street Rod Nationals in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a 1933 Willys Coupe built by CBI Hot Rods. On Sunday, the NSRA Super Prize Program drawings were held. Some great prizes were given away, like a set of wheels by American Racing Equipment, a chrome engine dress-up kit by General Motors, a set of fenders by Old Chicago Street Rods, a Chrysler and a Ford engine, and much, much more. After it was all over, the Super Prize Program had given away prizes valued at over $72,000. Now let's take a look at what everybody has been waiting for. The 38 cars chosen to be in this year's Circle of Winners. The 1993 Circle of Winners will be remembered as one of the finest ever. The Circle of Winners comprised of 7 field force selections, 7 NSRA safety selections, the 5 Mopar Country winners, the 2 Long Distance Award recipients, 5 PPG Outstanding Use of Color choices, and the 12 Pros picks. Now that you see the cars that were picked to be in the Circle of Winners, it's easy to see why they won. These cars are simply fantastic. Definitely winners. We're glad you joined us on this trip to the 1993 NSRA Street Rod Nationals in Columbus, Ohio. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and next year we expect to see you August 4th through the 7th at the 25th NSRA Street Rod Nationals in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a good time you can't miss.